Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jedi Monster 3000 and this is going to be a review today, or kind of like a first impressions of the Nyxi Hyperion 3, trying to get that out, third-party Joy-Cons that are available for the Switch 2. So this is my Switch 2. I have a really cute mint cover on it, but I'm gonna actually replace this soon with one that I can actually use a kickstand with. But I wanted to talk about this today because this thing has turned my Switch 2 into a full Steam Deck. It is very similar in feel to that, but I would say it's more comfortable. The Steam Deck was way too heavy for me, and the middle of this device becomes so light once you have these on. And I will link everything below, including the button caps that fit this, because you need to get, if you don't want the ones that I have, like this style or whatever, you need to get Xbox or PlayStation controller ones. So search that and they should fit. Speaking of the Xbox controller, this reminds me a lot of my Xbox controller because I have an Xbox One controller. It's in white, and this actually comes with two different D-pads, and it has like the circular one as well, but I wanted it to look a little bit more Nintendo, and I felt like a D-pad was more appropriate, like a traditional one. So I changed it out as soon as it came out of the box. I did try, well, I shouldn't say I did it as soon as it came out of the box, because I did try playing with the circle pad, and it was really comfortable. If you're a fan of that, then definitely look into that. This is my first time having third-party Joy-Cons, and I have to say that the experience is really great. I think aesthetically it's so pleasing. I have done so many different like cases for like my OG Switch. I used to have an OLED. Well, my OG Switch is actually my Switch Lite, which I have a video of on this video, and I still love that thing. Only thing is it does have Joy-Con drift, and so that's the one caveat of getting, or one disadvantage of getting a Switch Lite, where you're gonna have to actually open that thing up to change out the joysticks if you get drift. Whereas like on a regular Switch, you could just buy new Joy-Cons. They don't even have to be these third-party ones. Nintendo sells Joy-Cons, and there are so many third-party ones that look exactly like the regular Nintendo one now. So I do wish I had gotten an OG Switch. I had an OLED. My OLED I sold essentially to get this. I didn't like my OLED that much, to be honest. I think I thought I liked it. I definitely like used it quite a bit. I played so much Dreamlight Valley on that. I was obsessed with that game, basically, with that OLED Switch. That was like my main game. That, and I didn't even move my Animal Crossing island to my OLED Switch until like last year. So I had never played Animal Crossing on a big screen. And once I experienced that, I was like, wow. But yeah, this device plays Switch 1 games. I mean, this isn't a review of a Switch 1. A Switch 2. I should do a separate video on that. But the Switch 2 can play Switch 1 games. And I have a bunch of Switch 1 physical games. So I was like, I think I'm going to upgrade and sell my OLED. And I sold it for a pretty good price. So I was able to snag this Switch 2. And if you don't have a Switch 2, you're thinking about getting one, first of all, I highly recommend it. I mean, I think I'm just a Nintendo girl. My very first console when I was 6 years old was a Super Nintendo. I still have it. I want to do a video on that actually, maybe next week. But I just think I'm a Nintendo girl. I missed a bunch of Nintendo systems. Like I missed the 64. My friend had one, so I played a little bit of that. I totally missed GameCube. I think I had a PlayStation 2 in that era. That got stolen. That's a whole story. So I would say, though, that I'm probably a Nintendo PlayStation girl. I also have a PlayStation 4. So, but I think I always come back to Nintendo. There's just something about the Nintendo games that I think, because I grew up with a Super Nintendo and I played Super Mario Brothers All-Stars on that, like, I just know those games so well. I'm always going to want to play their first-party games. And so for me, it's always worth it to get a Switch because I want to play some actual Nintendo games. that's a whole spiel that was not necessary for this video because I'm supposed to be talking about these, and I really enjoy these. The regular Switch 2 Joy-Cons are not super comfortable. This is a bigger device. It's bigger than the OLED was, and now I've gotten so used to it, it doesn't even seem that crazy big anymore, but I find that these Joy-Cons match the device a bit better than the original ones, in the sense that, like, these feel long enough. These are wider than the original ones. I should have probably brought those out here for you to see a comparison. But I would say it's like the original one kind of, it's a bit smaller here. There's so much more space for my hands with this, and the joysticks and everything on this are so comfortable. I'm actually going to boot up a game for you guys if I can do this. I've been playing Final Fantasy Rebirth on this, and hopefully I'm not in like some sort of scene where there's a spoiler or something for you all, because this is the second game in the series, so I'm probably not going to show anything too crazy. Hopefully no cutscenes. I'll have to just turn it off if there's a cutscene, but I really have been enjoying. This is the kind of game that, like, you might need these for, because it's just so intensive. I played the first one on my Android handheld, which I've also got a video on. It's my Odin 2 Portal. And that game is, you know, it was kind of hard to play on the Portal, to be honest. Loading screens in this game take forever on whatever device you're playing it on. This probably doesn't look very good on, why is it lagging? I think it's just because of the part of the game I'm at. I'm not supposed to go over there or something, so it's like getting mad at me. But as you can see, it's pretty smooth. I would say it looks better on PC, because I did play a little bit of this on PC, but everything looks better on PC. You can't really, I mean, beggars can't be choosers, right? I'm totally going the wrong way right now, but I don't know what else to do, so I'm just going to show you guys how this is. Wait, can I talk to one of these guys? Do I want to do that? These buttons are so, these joysticks are so comfortable, and I like these buttons a lot. This, honestly, if you have an Xbox controller, you're probably pretty familiar. Interesting. Okay. I think I was actually supposed to do that, so that's cool. But, yeah, so as you can see, pretty smooth gameplay. I really am a fan of the Switch 2. It's just so worth it. But these controllers have made it like the only device I want to touch. It's just so comfortable. I was able to play this for 3 hours on Saturday. That is a lot for me, okay? Like, I didn't have a lot to do that day, and I didn't even realize 3 hours went by, because usually when I play on the regular Joy-Cons, I have the Play Vital cover, so it does have like a slight grip on the bottom of the device, which is comfortable for, like, if you're just gonna play cozy games, it's pretty comfortable. And my hand doesn't get tired that fastly, but I feel like my hand was getting more tired than I was realizing, I think, on those, because with these, I was so comfortable. And even just like my whole body was so much more comfortable. I don't think I have very large hands. Most reviews I've seen for this, people say, oh, you need large hands for it. And it does, you know, it sits a bit higher, and I don't have it with me, but it comes with the middle part for you to just dock onto. And so I put my regular controllers on that when I'm not using these. It's like the, you know what I'm talking about? The grip, basically. It comes with like its own custom grip thing that is smaller. It's just like a little square. It's like a rectangle, and you just click to it. And so that's super nice. These also just immediately worked out of the box. All I had to do to set this up was literally just snap them onto my Switch, and then they were working. And that was so fantastic. Like, I do like tinkering with things and stuff, but you know what? This is such a good deal for what it is. I felt like this really transformed my Switch. I'm not a big LED person, but they have these LED lights here and over here. I actually don't like LED lights, personally. They just kind of give me a headache. I think they can look cool, but like they bother me when I'm playing a game, so it's not worth it to me. But you can also change the LED color, and it comes with instructions. It comes with a third-party app as well, where you can change the joystick sensitivity. So like it was too sensitive for me when I first started using this, and I was like, oh, I think I'm gonna have to return this. But I pulled out the app, and you connect to the app, you connect one controller at a time. So these essentially function as two separate controllers, kind of. Like they function as the same controller on here. But if you want to change the sensitivity, because my hands are smaller, I set it to a smaller range, and for me that was better, so I wasn't like loosey-goosey all over the place with this. And so it made it better for me. It made it a much better experience. It's got the home button. It's got everything you need. I'm just going to hard exit out of this because I don't need to keep playing it. And it's just like so pleasant. It's even great for, you know, cozy games. I don't think I've played this one yet. I've not played this at all. I've played this on my Odin 2 Portal, like the PC version, but I haven't actually. I'm debating whether I've done basically the demos essentially, and I'm debating which device to get it on. So if you guys are playing Moonlight Peaks, like which one do you think I should get it on? I'm leaning towards PC for that, to be honest. And this is awkward because you can see me, so I'm just gonna go like this. Anonymous channel. But yeah, this is just functionally so great. You can kind of hear the clicks. I feel like when I'm playing, I don't hear the clicks. Oh, it looks like I did play a little bit of this. See, I think I spent hours on this on Saturday, like just on my Switch. I like drained the battery playing, but I was just so like, I was so comfortable playing with this. I hear a lot of people talking about the MOBA pads as well. Definitely look into that. This is going to sound annoying, like a weird, annoying aesthetic thing, but I obviously care about aesthetics. I mean, just look at my damn desk. I mean, I should have better cable management, but I care about aesthetics. And I did not like, I mean, this has gray, joysticks, but I cover them with button covers, and like I guess this looks a little gray, and there's some gray going on here. The MOBA pad ones that they're selling for Switch 2, the buttons are gray, and that looks ugly to me. I'll just be honest. I really don't like that. I already feel like, though, it's not that big of a deal, and if you can stand it and you think the MOBA pads would be better for you, then get them. But the other reason why I got these is because I actually wanted something that was going to protrude off of this a good amount. Like this, I usually get hand pain like right here when I'm using my phone or something for a really long time. And because this is so like round right there, and it's got a nice supportive back to it, I just find that I knew that I was going to want this over the MOBA pad, because that one is like, it's not as raised in the back. And I think it's more expensive as well. I think this one is a little cheaper right now. I could be wrong. It's like $90 on Amazon right now, and I'll link it if you guys want to buy it from there. I actually got mine on AliExpress, and you can get it for like almost half the cost on there, because it's like, I think I paid $50 for it after shipping. You just got to kind of look around for a seller on there. I got it from a US seller, so it came in 2 days, so it probably would have been the same amount of time I would have had to wait for Amazon, even though I have Prime. So highly recommend getting it on there as well. It's just so like comfy. Like I just feel like, wow, this is so comfortable. And I just want to like play this all day, you know? It's just so I can't stop raving about it. I feel like there's more that I should say about it. But I do also like that it came with the little square grip, which I should have brought here to show you. But basically that means that you can also play this docked. You could just take these off, put them on the little grip, and you could dock just this into your dock. And it's like having a Pro controller. So then you don't have to spend money on a separate Pro controller. And that's also really nice, because I was going to buy a Pro controller, and now I don't have to. So just things to consider. I really enjoy this. I want to do another video maybe on comparing this to an Android handheld, since I have an Odin 2 Portal, which I understand that the Odin 2 Portal has sold out, but they also have the Odin 3, which has a slightly better chip in it and can probably do about the same things my device can. The Odin 2 Portal is just a little bit bigger. It's got a bigger screen, and sometimes I feel like the screen on that isn't even big enough for me now that I've gotten used to this Switch 2, but it is comfortable to use. And there's so many other ones. There's like the Retroid Pocket 6, you know, there's all these Android handhelds, but they have the same chipset. So I feel like doing a comparison video between this and a Switch is still valuable. I personally don't really care about Switch emulation. Have I tried it? Maybe. I'm not really going to say officially if I have, but I will tell you that from what I've seen, whether that was me trying it or seeing it on someone else's page, I don't think it's very strong. And I think that something like that is like, you want to just do it on the original hardware, to be honest. You don't want to waste hours trying to set something up that like barely even works and is going to break halfway through you playing a game. Like, how frustrating would that be? So I think if you want to play Switch games, get yourself a Switch. Do you need a Switch 2? That's a separate question, because I think you could pick up a Switch 1 or a Switch Lite for a pretty damn good price right now. I've seen them as low as like $150 on eBay. They also have Switch Lites for under $100 on eBay sometimes. So I think it could be worth just getting that and building up a physical collection. There's so many Switch games, and that might be more worth it. But if you're also thinking about playing Switch 2 games, I think it's probably just best to get this. I did pop a Switch 1 game into this the other day. It was Breath of the Wild. I had it for my original Lite and my OLED. I think that game in particular looked better on my OLED, I'll be honest. It doesn't look that great on the Lite. And it does look pretty good on this too, though, actually. And you can get a $5 upgrade to make it look better on Switch 2 if you want to. If you don't care about that, I think it honestly looked pretty damn good. So it's worth it to do. I also have a bunch of eShop games because I shopped the sale and stuff. So I think it's worth getting a Switch 2 personally. And I think you should get it before September, before the price increase. I understand the $50 isn't that much, but like $50 could get you something like this. You know, you could get yourself some third-party controllers. It gives you time to save up for some games and stuff too. So I do think that this device with these third-party controllers is just like, I don't think you need anything else, really, unless you're interested in emulating. If you're interested in emulating, then maybe you can get an Android. I have my Android because it's effectively my Steam Deck. I basically use my Android for PC games that are not available on Switch. Switch is porting like a ton of games though, so like you may not even need that. For me, it's more so like the cozy games. Like I've been playing Fields of Mystria on my Odin 2 Portal, and that's not available for Switch. I think eventually it probably will come to Switch, though. So and you can play Stardew Valley on here, which is very similar. You can play this game. You can play Moonlight Peaks. So there's definitely options, and I think if you're a console person, you should always stick with a console. I have realized that I am a console person. Like, I have a PC that I barely use, because I think there's just something about the console that I really enjoy. And then I also do like handhelds, because I find that it's easy, I've talked about this before in other videos, to just kind of like sit after work and just have this next to me. It sits next to me on the couch all the time. So I just pick it up and I just play. Or if you have like a console, it's just docked to your TV. So you're done with dinner and you're like, hey, I'm just going to play my games for like an hour. And it's very like boot up and go. And, it just depends on what kind of person you are. If you are a PC gamer and you have a bunch of PC games, you should probably get like some sort of PC handheld or an Android device so that you can play your PC games through Game Native. That's an option too. But I just think, just focusing on Switch 2 for this video, I think that the Switch 2 is worth it. And I think that these Hyperion Joycons are great. And they add this very nice like aesthetic vibe to this, you know, like I'm probably going to change out this green plate. You could not even buy a cover, I would think, with these. If you're worried about dropping and stuff, then yeah. You'll need something. I take pretty good care of my stuff though, and I don't really drop my stuff, so I don't really need a cover for something like that, or like a screen protector. But yeah, I mean, of course, I could get a white one, and then this would literally just look like a white Switch 2, which I know a lot of girls want. So that's definitely an option. And it is so comfortable to use these. Personally, I think so. And if you have bigger hands than me, supposedly this is an even better experience. So I guess I don't have like the smallest hands or the biggest hands. I do feel like like I said, my palms tend to ache. And so I think if you have achy palms, this is really great. I haven't tried the MOBA pad though, so I couldn't really compare it for you. Maybe one day I'll get those so I can give you guys a comparison review. But I think that these are just great as is. And like I said, these are the cheaper option right now, as far as I can tell. And I'm very satisfied. So that's it for today's video. I'm sorry I rambled a little bit. I always ramble a little bit. I would love to do some other videos for you guys upcoming. So if you guys could leave a comment, I've been getting a little bit more comments lately. What are the kinds of things you want to see from me? I'm thinking about doing comparison videos between this and the Odin Portal. I could do a handheld collection video. I'd like to show you guys my 3DS XL. I also have a regular 3DS, and kind of just talk about those things with you guys. That would be really great. I got a different tripod so that I could maybe film these a bit better for you all. And yeah, that's it for today's video. I hope that wherever you are just relaxing after work, having a great time. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.